Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think personal branding. Okay, the viral news right now is Will Smith hitting Chris Rock on the stage. Okay, and there were a couple of people in my group who asked me what's my opinion. So I'll give you my opinion. Okay, now links are put down below. I watched the telecast from The Guardian. Okay, I watched the telecast when I just woke up. At first, I'll tell you, I thought it was one of those acts like. You have had Borat, that guy who plays Shasha, the full name I can't get. He plays Borat. He pushed an old lady with a wheelchair from the stage, and we thought it was real. It turned out to be fake. There were instances where I think Steve Carell and Ricky Gervais, they joke with each other, "Give me back my Oscar," and they make funny faces and angry faces. So sometimes, we as an audience, we don't know what is real and what is fake, what is planned. Maybe they're doing it just to make that event viral. Because as it is, the Oscars have lost its glamour, have lost its... people have stopped being interested to watch the Oscar. And all the Oscars, they are doing whatever they desperately can to get back attention and audience. They have started to go woke. They have started to bring in that excuse of a word, diversity. If you're black, we'll consider you one for a black person, one for a Asian person, one for a woman, one for a transgender. So they're just trying to do whatever they can to keep everyone happy. So it's less about just pure talent and more about, okay, let's take from every culture, every background. And you can never keep anyone and everyone happy. You cannot keep everyone happy. That's what I meant. So the Oscars is like a dying entertainment kind of event. It's really dying. And on top of that, when you get these actors coming up on stage and after getting the Oscars, oh, for world peace, oh, for, the poor people who are suffering, Ricky Gervais, he kind of roasted all of them and said, just take your fucking award and just sit down on the fucking chair. Don't lecture us. Brilliant. Ever since he did that, people have realized it's no longer in vogue. And the reason why actors do that is because their PR company or their manager, they advise them, see, listen, this is a trending topic. If you speak on this climate change or you speak on poor people or you speak on this, you'll get many more followers. And so that is what they do. It's all, and remember, these are actors and they're good at acting. Okay. I'm not saying that they are bad people, but when you are marketing and selling your own brand, you need to do it very intelligently. Okay, I know it because this is what I do, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm not very popular. Because I state my opinion, even if the majority would not like it. Okay, it can be about Muslims and their faith. It can be about Hindus and their faith. Christians and their faith. If I find something bad, I'm not going to keep quiet about it. Neither am I going to be diplomatic about it. So there's a price to pay. Now, in the movie industry, or especially in Hollywood, if you say something that is unacceptable, people will start keeping away from you. Brands will start keeping away from you. So, for example, I think her name is Gina Carano. She's a MMA fighter. She also moved into acting. She was in Deadpool as that strong female who, breaks punches and hits Deadpool and all the heroes. So she sent a tweet stating something about, I don't know what specifically it is. You can maybe read about it. Maybe I'll also read. I forgot. She sent a tweet stating something being like Nazis and Jews suffering. Okay. Now, United States, America is so much for Jews, so much that anything got to do with Jews, if you say anything, even as small as something as a joke, you are called anti-Semitic. Like France, for example, they will speak about, it's okay to joke about Muslims, it's okay to joke about Islam, they say freedom of speech. But the minute you talk something about Jews, you are anti-Semitic, and it's not freedom of speech, it's not freedom of expression. You are jailed or you're fined. Like a couple of people joked about, Emmanuel Macron or Emmanuel Macron as Hitler, and they joked about his wife being transgender. And that person had a legal case or suit filed against him. But when they joked about Muslims and Islam, that is okay. So I do not like double standards. And even, for example, The Rock, when when Rock speaks about anything and everything, obviously, he's very careful, because if he says something even slightly out of context or something is taken out of context, he can lose millions of fans. These actors and actresses, they survive on popularity. That is why, for example, I was talking about The Rock. When Rock was in the WWE, he was making fun of everyone. Like, there is one segment, I can't get it exactly where he made fun of an actor stating that he sounded Chinese, and he kind of mocked them by saying, he who, he made a joke. Those were the days of the Attitude Era. However, Rock now, when there was an apology that he gave. I can't recollect what exactly it was, but he distanced himself from a person. You can fill me in. There are too many things going in my head right now. So he distanced himself from a celebrity or someone like that when he said, okay, thank you for educating me that this person made these jokes. So Rock also got blasted for it. Please do put the link below. I'm trying to recollect what it is. Okay. So the main thing what I'm trying to tell you is we are living in a day and age today where social media has given so many people the opportunity, so many, that everyone can express their views. And you get sensible views. At the same time, you get ridiculous views. You get views which are accepted by the popular media. Then you get views which are not popular by the media. But the part which gets skewed or completely messed up is where the narrative is controlled. For example, on Facebook, I do not know if you know this, Vion, W-I-O-N, is a news channel. It got blocked and suspended from uploading videos because they shared news. They are actually a news channel. They shared something about what a Russian general said. So YouTube, being from the United States, completely blocked them and suspended them. They didn't break any law. Okay? And because of the backlash, they had to bring them back. For example, on Facebook, if you say anything got to do with COVID, it should be as per what WHO says. It should be in line with what Fauci says. It should be in line with what these pharmaceutical companies say. If you take the stance of saying anything, questioning the vaccine, or saying that these medical companies are out to make profit, or if you say, even give an opinion stating that COVID is whatever, you say that it's a flu or whatever you can say, or you point out there are so many people dying of cancer, so less are dying of COVID. For example, if you say that, you're immediately blocked and banned. In fact, the person who was involved in the mRNA of the COVID vaccine, he got deplatformed. Okay? They said no. Now, this is where the problem is. On one side, you say freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. You must have freedom of speech and expression. On the other hand, you say, no, you're not allowed to say this. You're not allowed to joke about this. You're not allowed to share this information. So this is where things become problematic. And then when you have people in power, people who are rich, and if they are evil or they have their own agenda, then you can manipulate this law to suit your narrative. For example, in the United States, the politicians, the ones who are in power, they say whatever they like. You can't question them. For example, Joe Biden, he's speaking so much about Putin. Putin is evil, Putin is this, Putin is that. All the European nations, all the NATO nations, they're saying, okay, Putin is evil, Putin is this, Putin is that. Okay? Now, no one can support Russians. No one. Suddenly, Russia has become bad. And to add to it, all Russian media and news channels are banned or suspended. So now, because US has said Russia is bad, because the NATO alliance, the Western world has said they are bad, so do they actually become bad? Nobody is actually focusing on US, where they have failed. In fact, I think in one of those videos, I know it might look like I'm going off tangent, but listen up. You remember Putin gave one speech where he said, United States attacked Iraq without proper evidence and they killed millions of Iraqis. But when they were asked, where's the evidence? They said weapons of mass destruction. But later on, they found out they didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. And when they said, so, now what do you have to say? US just put their hands up and said, oh, we made a mistake. Okay, sorry, there were no weapons of mass destruction. You killed Saddam Hussein. You killed so many Iraqi people. You invaded a country wrongly. You gave profits to so many American companies to drill oil. So all that is forgiven because it's USA. Just imagine if Iran had done that, if Saudi had done that, if Russia had done that, would it be forgiven? So this is the problem with double standards. Now, coming to what Will Smith has done, okay? There are two sides. One side says, Will Smith shouldn't have hit Chris Rock. One side says that. The other side says, very good, bravo, it's a good thing you did it because he joked about his wife. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, for those people who are saying he joked about his wife and, that's wrong, you're an uneducated idiot. You're a numbnut. What I want you to do is check Hollywood, check roasting of these people. Just check roasts, Comedy Central roasts. You'll see that they make fun of anything and everything. They make fun of their vaginas, their penis, their sex, their extramarital affairs. Anything and everything goes under the sun, and everyone's ha 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 laughing. In fact, I want you to watch the link that I put down below. When Chris Rock joked about Will Smith's wife, he was ha ha. He goes like this. Only Jada Pinkett Smith, she is not smiling. Okay, watch carefully. Just watch it. Okay. However, after that, when the camera zooms and shows Chris Rock, obviously there's no evidence of this. But it seems that Will Smith saw his wife not smiling and she gave him an expression. And then he walked up to the stage. And Chris Rock obviously was like, oh, he's coming. He thought it's going to be funny. He thought it's going to be, God, just something playful. But he whacked him. Now, some people said this was planned out. Now, why I say it was not planned out is because if it was planned out, and when he joked about his wife, he should have shown an angry face. He shouldn't have laughed. He should have been, and he should have reacted immediately. But he didn't react. Means the first was laughing. So that clearly shows Will Smith actually was laughing. Means, okay, you can see he's putting on an act of being polite. Fine. Then continue with that act, right? Okay. So he comes, he slaps him. Now, after he slaps him, I want you to zoom in and check Chris Rock's expression. He is visibly shocked and he's like, oh, wow, okay, Will Smith just, slapped me. Okay, fine. But then even I had that opinion that maybe they're still acting. But then when he goes down to his seat and sits down, he says these exact words. Wait, I've taken it from here. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Keep my wife's name out. See, if it was an act, one is showing violence on television is not accepted. The second one is using profanity. This is national television. They don't use profanity. And Will Smith didn't say it once, he said it twice. And now if you actually hear Chris Rock, he says, I could have, and he stops. Means, of course he's boiling inside. Of course it's hurtful. Of course there's so much of pressure that you're being a stand-up comedian trying to make people laugh. And on top of that, you get humiliated and insulted. Do you think that Chris Rock couldn't have hit him back? Okay, maybe Will Smith is a much better, stronger guy. You don't think they both could have hit each other? Chris Rock would have definitely hit. And even if he did hit, people would have still supported Chris Rock. But Chris Rock was a class act. He was a class act. He took it, in his stride and, like they say, Hollywood, show must go on. And what did he do? He said, oh, he slapped me. And then he said, okay, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. He's again insulting him. So he said it twice. He said, okay, I could. But then say, okay, fine. And he said it's a J.I. Jane joke or whatever. Fine. He realized this guy doesn't like that. Okay. There's that silence where it was so uncomfortable for him. Silence. And then he just turns, okay, and moves on with the joke. Then P. Diddy came and, spoke about this. Okay, like The Godfather, Will and Chris are going to solve this like family. Right now, we are moving on love. Everybody makes some noise. And people are obviously clapping and all that. And then after that, Will Smith went, accepted his award, cried and all that. Now, was that crying fake? No, it was an emotional moment. It was very genuine. And Will Smith spoke his heart out. But in between, he also put that, you have to protect your family and, you need to, he bought something about God and all that. And okay. Now, his emotions were genuine, but it clearly shows that he is not able to control his emotion. Now, let me share with you what I've taken from NDTV, where they have this article. What is alopecia? Okay. The condition usually affects head and face. Hair falls in small round patches, the size of a quarter, but in some cases more extensive. And people lose hair. It causes inflammation. Okay. And some people were stupid in my group. They were saying, oh, this is cancer. This is not bloody cancer. Okay. It is. I don't know if it is. You can check it out. But here it does not say that there is any cancer. Okay. So, yes, it's an emotionally very... for women, it's terrible. I know this because once when I spoke and asked one of my clients, who was a model, that she was losing her hair, I said, are you losing her hair? She went berserk. Women go crazy about this. Okay, fine. But now, if you're so sensitive, and you get hurt about it, there is a way of addressing the issue. If Chris Rock joked about his wife and Will Smith got angry, he shouldn't have laughed. That's first thing. Second is, okay, the show goes on. He could have gone on stage when he received the award and said, I just want to say that we should not joke about other people's wives. That would have been more classy. Let's assume he didn't win and he didn't get to see. He could have said it outside. He could have said it in a news forum. And Chris Rock would have been bashed up for it. Okay, he there said it's a very bad joke. But taking the law in your hands, I've always said this, taking the law in your hands, using violence is not the answer. Here's a simple question for those of you who are still supporting him. Okay, one guy said something, he slapped, he hit him. So tomorrow if 2 people say you'll slap both, 3 people say you'll slap 3, if suppose 100 people say you'll slap all the 100, and now if you slap someone, you think they can't slap you back? Where does it stop? In fact, then if it is okay to slap or okay to punch and the person falls down, then he dies, is that okay? Then some people will say, okay, fine, then I'll take a gun and shoot someone. Then someone will say, I'll take a knife. Then someone will say, I'll physically harm him, I'll break his hand. Where do we stop? Where do you draw the line? Okay, you crack a joke, only slap? What? That means you should not have any opinion, you should not have a joke at all. See, the Oscars is what? Entertainment. Some people will like it, some people will not like it. But breaking the law is number one. And second one is using violence. Assaulting others is unacceptable by any means and any standards. Yes, there are people who joke about, if you check this guy, I think his name is Jim Carr or something, is a comedian. He jokes about children with Down syndrome. He jokes about people with cancer. He jokes about people who are, mentally challenged. He jokes about pedophiles and children. He even joked about Jews. So what, is violence the answer? Come on, man. The number of people who attack my wife and my child sexually online, you think I want to physically go and harm them? No, if someone were to threaten my wife and my child, like I'm going to kill and something, there's a right way to go about. Approach the law and, report. See, overall, what I feel is what Will Smith did was absolutely unforgivable and wrong. And for those of you who do not know, just Google search about Will Smith and his wife. check out their relation. They have an open relationship where she can sleep with anyone, he can sleep with anyone. They are very comfortable with their sexuality, which is perfectly okay. And their son is sometimes a boy, sometimes a girl, sometimes bisexual. So they're very celebrity-ish life. Okay, so they do all these things. Now, I'm not saying that is wrong, but this is a very dysfunctional family, and they are very dysfunctional human beings. Okay. I will sleep with anyone, she'll sleep with anyone, but we still love each other. My son can be sexual, bisexual, transsexual, he can be a boy, he can be a girl. Sorry. This is not normal. Something is wrong with all of them. Okay, something is mentally wrong. Maybe emotional pressure, or maybe they need to all meet a psychiatrist. Like when people look at me and my tattoos, they say, oh, go meet a psychiatrist. Okay, in the same way, and FYI, I did, 2.5 years or 3 years, every week or twice a week, I went to a psychiatrist. I spent a hell lot of money. I've dabbled with control tablets. I've done all this. And that is where I'm very aware who I am today. It took me a very long time to undo the damage of my family and society, and understanding myself, understanding ADHD, experimenting with mind control tablets, medicines and all that. Legally means with prescription, not like how you take, YouTube, whatever you read online. I did it through professional guidance, okay, through a doctor. And if you are suffering with the same, please don't Google search or chat with someone. Seek proper professional medical help, okay? So coming to Will Smith, I just feel, he's a really good actor, okay? Will Smith is a really good actor. As entertainers, they are good. However, as role models, they are not good. This is my opinion. They are not good. They are not bad people, but they have plenty of issues. Now, some people may say Will Smith is a simp, he is under his wife and his wife is dominating. Could be possible. Now, they are comfortable with it. I'm okay. Even their sexuality, sleep with 10 guys and still be in love with someone, that's their life. But the main thing is what happened here, and this is wrong. Physically hitting someone is wrong. And my absolute respect goes to Chris Rock. He took it like a man. He didn't even touch his face. He controlled his emotions as much as possible. And he went on like a class act. My respect for Chris Rock has jumped, countless times more. And just imagine, on the grandest stage of them all, in front of a global audience, he kept his cool, he kept himself intact. That's where you have to respect him. So anyway, this is my point of view. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, let me know what you think. And like I said, violence is not the answer. Taking the law in your hands is not the answer. There is a protocol, a way to do things. And, that's what I believe. Agreed, people have, like even under my channel, people have the freedom to express. They can abuse me, abuse my, whatever they want to say. But I'm not going to physically, hurt and harm them. Yes, you need to be held accountable for what you're doing. But at the same time, you can't have double standards like this. Okay, this is my opinion. You let me know yours. I leave it to you. Please do comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.